Hey, good morning. This is Arizona, the All Access Show, brought to you by the Rockstar Group with West USA Realty of Prescott. For all your real estate needs, buying or selling, you can reach the team at 928-379-6434. Now that we did that, on to the show. How's it going, Nick?
Pretty good. I'm Nick Guzzo. That's
Josh Rice, buddy. And we got special guest with us today,
Travis
Crow. How's it going, Travis?
And I just realized this, too. Another realtor. Holy shit. We got three of us in this room. I hope. Is there lightning going on anywhere? People are like, you guys are lawyers. You know how that goes? We got three realtors right now.
Three realtors.
I can feel it in here. Shit.
You feel it?
That's hot air.
It's hot air we feel.
It's hot air.
It is hot in here. You know why it's hot in here, right?
Because there's three realtors in here.
That's right. No, because there's no windows. and there's a door, but it's shut. But we don't have any ventilation in here because we're in a studio.
Professional.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We built it so we could record in here and do some live music and stuff, and that's loud. And because of where we're located at the Prescott Gateway Mall, we had to treat the room. And if you have windows or ventilation, even sound goes out and becomes loud for everybody else. So
it's partially set up. The guy who had it before us was shooting porn in here, so he had a backdrop, but he didn't have anything.
I've seen this before.
That's where I've seen these desks.
Wait a minute.
I knew I recognized it.
You recognized the room? That's a first for. So make sure you stay tuned the whole episode, because at the end, Travis is going to grace our viewers with some live music from our Rockstar studio here at the mall.
A taste of your creative skills. I like your songs. I've always told you that from the day I met you.
Yep,
You've got a classic country voice that I could hear. I could listen to.
Shoot, I can hear it just talking to him.
It's kind of already there a little bit.
It makes me want to talk.
See, I can't do that. Mine's too low. No, but I enjoy your
voice.
Yeah. I do. How you doing? FM 98.
Rockstar Radio.
Rockstar Radio. Or I can do Wolfman Jack too, you know.
Now you're showing the age.
Nick's got all these impressions,
right?
And then I have to put up with it.
This isn't about me. I want to hear more about Travis.
I do too, Travis. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been up to, and maybe a little bit about your musical background.
So I'm from Yuma, Arizona originally, and I've been in the Prescott area since probably mid 90s. I came up here. Parents retired and moved.
What year?
My dad retired in 94. I turned 21 at the Palace.
I barely beat you. 92.
Yeah.
Got you all beat. It was 83. Were you guys still shitting your pants then?
Yes.
No, I was 73 model right here, man.
I'm a little older model. But hey, I'm still in the same decade at least.
We live in a great town.
Yeah, I love it. I love Prescott, always have. So I've moved around to Phoenix, Vegas, back to Yuma for a little while, but ended up back here a few years ago. So I, music-wise, never, barely sang karaoke when I got older. Always liked to sing, but it wasn't my thing. Didn't play an instrument at all. Ironically, when I drove by a Guitar Center every day for 4 years in Las Vegas when I lived there, and I don't know why. One day I pulled in. I just pulled in there and found a $300 guitar and with a DVD to play beat
How to
drums.
play it? Yeah.
Beat drums.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never played a chord. Never did anything before that purchase.
And how old were you?
I was I think I was 32, turning 33.
32.
It's a little late.
Yeah. So
late.
you're the exception for the last.
I say I'm not. Everybody says that, and I say I'm not. I say if you got, I did 30 minutes a day. These bled, you know, and they. But I think anybody could do that if you.
And by this time, you're earning dog years of playing because the continual amount you do it doesn't count for a kid who's 12, 14 years old.
Yep.
You've built all that. Street cred gives you instant years. And nonetheless, that's pretty cool. And you started by learning the first position chords.
G, C, and D. It's all I learned. And then a friend actually changed my whole deal, gave me a book on chord accompaniment is all it was, what goes with what.
Right.
And that actually helped me more than anything. And I wrote within a year and a half, I started writing music. They weren't any good. I don't even have any of those anymore, but
if you brought those back, they'd probably be amazing. These are
the
terrible.
Wolves talked about when they were in seventh grade.
They said they got a whole catalog that they won't share with anybody, even after they die.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
I believe it involves cows' gastric
They were
systems.
terrible. Well, and it wasn't a storyteller, but I got a break. I actually had some friends convince me to take one of them to a songwriter night. There was a RCA Bird Dog, they called it, one of those deals where...
This is in Vegas? No.
This was in Phoenix. So I moved from Vegas back to Phoenix, and I was playing a little bit there, just myself and friends on the porch wise. And so they, where was that on that?
Phoenix when you first started.
Some kind of competition,
It was a songwriter night. It was just a guy that...
just like a
Yeah,
open
he
mic
would listen
night
to your songs.
Okay.
But he was like a bird dog and critique them,
They even do that sometimes at the wine bar. Back alley, Andrew Deering will have a songwriter's night. They do it over at...
Yep.
A lot of bars do that. So that's your first time you played in front of people?
That many people, yeah.
Not somebody's front porch, but...
No, this was a lot. This was a lot. There's probably 100 songwriters there trying to do it.
Wow.
And this guy was famous. I didn't know who he was at the time because he wasn't a songwriter. He was a bird dog. He just listened to music. So I actually sang a song. He said it wasn't what he was looking for. And as I was leaving, my friend and I were leaving. He said, "Hey," are you leaving? I mean, there's 100 people. And I was like, "Yep." And he goes, "I need you to leave your phone number." And I said, "Okay." So I left my information and he called me, no BS. The next day he called me and he said, "Hey, I'm staying at my brother's." And he goes, "I'd like you to come over and show me what else you got." And I go, "Okay."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was cool. But now I had about 3 or 4 what I thought were good songs at the time. He said, "They're not done." And I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "There's no story. There's no ending." And I went, "Oh," immediately made sense to me.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, okay."
The story.
Every song pretty much tells a story, or you don't like it. That's kind
And
of.
you knew by this time you knew 3 chords. So
I knew
all
a bunch
you needed-
more.
No, but back then, 3 chords and the truth.
And the solid, and the God's honest truth,
and boom.
And you got it. And a little deep country voice.
and some voice.
He's got that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I got this because I got everybody in the family's got deep church. My mom's side of the family were deep in church singing. So you might have heard of Curtis Lee, had a #1 hit. I think it was in the 60s called Pretty Little Angel Eyes. So you would know it if you heard that song. So that's what I listened to growing up is a lot of church piano blues music.
A lot of people do. I told you before I played with probably 5 out of the last 7 drummers over, let's say 10 years or more.
Gospel.
They had played in praise teams or a church or something like that, but vocally too. Becky in her band, since she was 5 years old, her dad was a...
Yep. And Curtis, if you go listen, he had a
choir
really high
director.
Beach Boys type voice at that time. Did the whole,
So that's where your first big exposure was too, of hearing that.
Well, they played whole bands all day at our family reunions.
Wow.
All day,
cool.
the whole bands would play.
Yeah, they'd get together and
Yeah,
play
and I mean,
music.
people would rotate. Somebody else would get on the piano. One of the aunts would get on, and then she'd sing, and, it was crazy. But, and so that was intimidating to me as a kid. I would never sing around anyone. My best friend and I, when we were rodeoing, though, as a kids, going to high school rodeos together, we both love to sing, and he can still sing. My buddy still sings. He actually plays drums now for fun at his house, but he's pretty good.
Yep.
But we did that, and that's how I got into singing. Of course, Garth Brooks was out at then, and we all,
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah.
When Garth Brooks came out with all those hits, and he was the biggest selling, grossing country star within a year, right? He was
crazy.
playing gigs like you could have or we could have.
And boom.
Yeah, he opened for Chris Ledoux one time when we were at a rodeo outside of Apple Valley, California, believe it or not.
Is that right?
And he was boring. And I didn't know.
Who's this guy?
I guess later on I heard in an interview that he was told not to put on a show because Chris Ledoux's the main act.
Hold it back, rein it in a
wasn't
little
by
bit.
Chris Ledoux.
Can show him up. Can show him
and he
up.
said after he watched Chris, he said, "I'm never doing that again." He's like, "I'm going to show.
I'm gonna
put a
do
show
it.
on."
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
do
I
it,
always
yeah.
remembered that both parts.
That's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, he was, and he played near Yuma once, and then he blew up, and But I've seen him twice,
remember
believe it or
him.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
megastar. But that's cool. So that you started playing through that era.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you started really picking it up, or this was even before
No,
that?
this is way before that.
Oh,
this
this
was
is
in
the
the
90s,
90s. Yeah,
early
that was in the
90s.
90s. So I didn't pick it up until my 30s, and I just basically played on porches for a while. I met a guy on YouTube, or that followed me on YouTube, my music.
Stop that story there. That could be. What kind of story starts with I met a guy on YouTube and he followed me?
He was
Go ahead, I'm
following me
sorry.
on YouTube, and one night I'm doing karaoke.
I got him, man. It's all good. Nick, it's okay.
I got to put in my weird shit.
Nick's
I've
older
known Nick
than
for
we
a while
are,
now. Yeah, I get it.
That's all right.
I'm so fucking old.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's like MySpace,
My email is AOL.com.
AOL email.
I still
dial-up.
probably have a MySpace somewhere, to be honest with you.
Yahoo.
And I had the
Dial-up.
best song on there, and I can't find it because I can't log
man.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
we did a thing. Me and my buddy John, they had like that garage band thing going on for a while.
Yeah.
We submitted a song there, did really good. And
Did you get signed?
no,
Oh, shit.
but you know, that's when you could get signed like that.
Oh, no, that's the whole mystique and charm of it. Or the first time you play in front of more than some people on somebody's fire pit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the big part of it, because it's the anticipation and the excitement and the same adrenaline when you play all night and you go home and you can't go to sleep till 3 or 4 in the morning because those endorphins and
Everything's
Yeah.
cranking.
Yeah. And
dopamine's in your brain.
you know, and I kind of like the fact now that artists have to be live musicians and real artists
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
to gather crowds to you know, sell anything. And they're not selling records anymore. They're selling concert tickets and T-shirts and hats. And, you know,
and a lot of guys sucked live over the years that I heard. And
a
a lot of guys were amazing.
Yeah, but you had that. Nowadays, you can't get away with that.
No.
I mean, if you're not good live, then no one's going to care.
It's one of my favorite things about how it's changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, it's changed a little bit because I'm trying to think of the fellow's name. My kid turned me on to him, who's some of his first stuff is him sitting on the front porch with his buddy
Yeah.
and shooting a couple songs.
Right.
And you could probably think of some guys today. That's taken a big turn from back when it was a factory. Let's put out.
Yeah.
You're going to be a pop star.
You're gonna make 3 records.
Sing
for
this
us.
guy's song. Sing
Yeah.
this song.
And I'm a big Waylon fan, so
Yeah, he lived that.
I like my own music type of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have met this guy Colby, I don't think I would have been playing like I am now.
Yeah,
That's
right.
basically, and it was a weird deal. I was doing karaoke one night, and he said, "Are you Travis?" And I said, "I am." And he goes, "I follow you on YouTube." He said, I write music as well. And I said, "I know who you are." You know, and he's a great singer and songwriter. And he lived in Gila Bend. And he had some friends, which, long story short, this ends up being the band I play with for 10 years.
All right.
The bass player's 15, you know, Rob and I are,
Really?
Rob Norman, you've met Rob,
Yep.
Nick, and he and I are going to be lifelong friends. And Don,
years.
yeah, his wife, you know, we're all close, but all these guys have been our friends. And then Wayne Mellon in Yuma is one of the best drummers you'll ever hear is in Yuma, believe it or not. Yuma. It's
awesome.
But we got together and played for years, and we ended up, like, it's funny you said that. We ended up opening for, like, John Michael Montgomery and Chris Cagle, 4,000 people, you know.
Right, all of a sudden.
Yeah, and so those things it was different, but it was, if I wouldn't have met that one guy, though, I wouldn't have had a band
Wouldn't
at
have
that time.
happened.
It wouldn't have mattered. I was
Yeah.
playing music there myself the very first year, just acoustic, and it sucked, really. All my friends supported me, but, there's 200
God.
people there because it's in the daylight.
That's when you know you suck.
Yeah.
Is when your friends don't even come see you.
There's like 20 of my friends coming. It's all right. But in reality, though, later, it was 2 years, and now I'm opening with a full band, and
Yeah.
we're getting an hour, and it's awesome. That's what kind of cut my teeth on that, where I enjoy playing acoustic more, though. It's going to sound funny.
No, there's
But I
something to
enjoy
that.
doing my Wednesday nights, at the
Let's
Windsock.
plug that.
Wednesday night
Let's
at the
plug that.
Windsock.
Windsock.
At the
You'll see
Windsock.
Travis Gross sometimes appearing. Colton Burris shows
My
up.
buddy
Bring some
Colton
guests.
Burris.
Bring some guests up with you.
Yeah.
Colton's a young kid, right?
You know,
I mean,
I-
when I first saw Colton, and I saw his Elvis hair, and then I saw him play him. He's got a nice
He's
little.
25. Yeah, he's awesome. He's
got
great.
It,
And
he's got it together.
I'm bringing a cajon one night. I'm gonna
bring
do
it because we'd love
I'm
it.
gonna
Yeah,
do
we
man.
invite our friends to come out, and people do. A lot of them have gigs, you know that, so they're working. We don't put too much,
I don't have gigs on Wednesday nights.
Do it, come on. And Colton's there every Wednesday now with me, so it's
Cool.
Yeah, pretty much every.
Well, I've
Wednesday.
seen you guys do cool stuff together, but you each do your own thing for a while.
Yep, he's got his own gigs now, and he's doing stuff out in everywhere. I don't want to just say Chino, but
No,
he's
but
Prescott
Log
and Chino.
Cabin he was
Log
at.
Cabin. He's got another one coming up in November. I know him.
There's a lot
Log
of cool
Cabin,
little-
dude. You know, Log Cabin was the first place I ever played live music.
Is it really? We love the Log Cabin.
Log Cabin,
man.
dude.
It's
And it was
within-
a rock show, dude.
It was
a
really?
hard rock show.
It was in the first 10 years I played. It was one of the first times I ever played there. It was in the first 5-10 years.
And they
of
haven't
being
had
here.
live music in years until
No, I know.
recently, and they're great new owners, I think.
Really
and-
cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, once Cheryl got in there, I knew Cheryl from back in
Yeah.
her Windsock days.
Yep.
And Chris, they live out that way. Cheryl, she's the one who started getting music in there, got people in there, drink specials and all
There
that
you
kind of
go.
stuff. She knows how to run a bar.
You have a band playing, and most bars, what they do is they charge more for the drinks because you're paying a band to play, right?
Starts right when they start.
And I get it, but give us something to promote that night with too. Like you can charge more, but do
Bud Light bottles, 50 cents.
50 cents off your already inflated price.
Right.
So it's 50 cents more instead of $1 more for the first hour of the show or something. I don't know. Just
Some bars do that.
Anything so I could throw on a flyer and be like, hey, look, 50 cents off drinks for the first hour of the show, and try to get more people.
I've seen that at all the bars I play. Once in a while, some bartender will have an idea, figure out a drink, and boom.
I like that. I like
This
that
might
a lot.
be one of the shows we were talking
great.
about, having people like Connie and Jill or Josh.
Oh, they watch the show and
having bar owners on here
definitely
because
should.
we've
Oh,
all
yeah, we
dealt
do.
with that
Yes,
shit.
yes.
That would be a cool perspective. We need
Well,
to have that.
we
You
need to-
people.
we
I
need
know
to.
you all watch it.
Well, we do. Because, I mean,
that would be
I don't
cool.
know. I don't know. One of the things I try to do when we play, my band 90 Proof, I don't know. Have you seen us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So our big thing, though, is like I try to market for the show.
Yeah.
I try to market the show. So I'm in tune, like free marketing for the bar. And I know they're paying us to play, and it's
And when they provide us the information, we will promote this because Friday morning, as it is right now, you'll want to know who's playing anywhere in town Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
Oh, that's
Or-
a big thing for us too. Is like
Yeah.
like the bars, and most of them do a really good job. Update your social media with your events that are happening. I mean,
We'll
it's
promote
so
it.
important because there's a lot of people that are trying to build and grow our local music audience and get people out. And the more info we can put out there, and that's why we're doing the show. I mean, like, I've met you, but I don't know you,
Right.
and I'm like, Nick, there's all these people in town that I know of and I've seen, but it's just like, hey, how's it going? All right, I know. Yeah, he plays in a band. It's cool because we're all working the same nights too. It's like when Nick, I don't see Nick that often in the weekend because he's playing a show and I'm playing a show.
And that's why
see.
I like my Wednesdays because I do go out.
That's awesome.
I go out and dance.
You've come seeing us for
Kayla and I,
years.
my wife, dance to you guys. We love dancing to you and the well-dressed
10 years
wolves for
ago.
two different music.
Yeah.
But I like to go watch Andrew. I like to go watch Xander. I like to watch all the guys. I mean, all
They're
of them.
singer-songwriters. They got their specific
Yeah.
kind
And
of
guys,
niche.
we have
This has got the best music I've ever. I've been to Austin, Texas. I've been to Nashville.
we have
with
an
buddies
awesome
of mine.
music scene.
Oh,
Unbelievable
You know what's cool
music
is
scene
we
here.
may have a
And different.
retirement kind of community, and when you start getting people in their
Marco,
50s, 60s,
I mean-
70s who retire here,
Oh, yeah.
you go to that blues jam at the Sock every other
It's
Tuesday.
amazing.
Awesome,
The
all those
musicianship is
It's like,
unreal.
wow, that dude's really awesome.
and they don't know me there because we don't usually talk, but we go to that and watch it. Just
Yeah.
go, oh my!
Isn't it amazing?
There's drummers there that you go. What?
People will
great.
come up or play a guitar, play a harp, and you go, damn, he must play at the
If you-
bar where he used to live.
You wouldn't expect that. Like an open jam night, it's a little rough. It's never rough,
Never
dude. It's
rough.
like, oh.
It's not karaoke night.
No,
was
and it's
like-
guy after guy after guy, and they're all good.
It was like
It's
Nashville
never
to
a
me,
train
where
wreck.
Nashville, where the waitress can sing. So
Right.
it is really
Yeah,
anybody that gets up. You're right.
Yeah,
The
it's
songwriter nights
amazing.
they have that like Andrew hosts. They're
He cut out.
Oh, all right. Hey, we're back. We're back from our little technical difficulties. Sorry about that, man.
That's all right.
First time a mic's gone out, but good thing we have audio techs in here, musicians, right? Get it right, fix it.
And
All
Josh,
three of
who
us
hooks
working
all
on
of it up.
Yeah, jeez.
I do got to say that. All the technical shit that you do every
Yeah.
time for one of these
Yeah.
things, appreciate
it's a
it.
lot.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. I appreciate that.
You do a great job.
Cameras and lights and
It's what though, I it's got to be right.
yeah.
You can do these things halfway or whatever, and I'm like, hey, if someone's gonna take their time, half hour to an hour and watch this, it should be nice for
Yeah,
them.
I
I mean,
get
it should be something entertaining and look good, and I don't know. That's my own feeling, and hey, I'm gonna stick to it. That reminds me, if you're watching right now, make sure you stay till the end because we're gonna have a live performance by Mr. Travis
He's going to
Crow.
do some of his original music, which you'll enjoy.
It's good stuff. But anyway, sorry.
That's all right.
So let's move on since we totally lost our train of thought.
No, but his musical history is very cool.
Yeah.
Recap the meeting one guy that got you this gig and that gig. Pretty soon you play things
Yeah.
at 4,000 people.
What
But
we were
another
talking about was all
facet-
the people here. We were talking
yeah,
about
our
those people, our
local-
local talents is where we were leaving that off.
And it's amazing.
yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. And that's why it doesn't matter where you go almost in this town on a weekend or even nowadays it's every night.
Every night of the week.
We were talking about that last week. It's every night of the week, whether it's a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday.
or Christmas Eve. You ever get that request? Can you play the 24th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have the luxury of saying no. I mean, Connie's been pretty good to me. She lets me off whenever I want. But that deal, it's live music there. I think Tuesday to Sunday.
Yeah.
like
trivia,
Monday off.
Trivia is
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah,
Monday
trivia.
night trivia.
But every other night, I mean, and everywhere. Jersey Lily's got good music. It's
great.
They got
Birdcage has
Birdcage
music
has
a lot.
Great music all the time.
Every night almost.
Back alley. Yeah, I mean, that's what I love about living here It would be tough to move. It would be tough to
unless
move
you went to Austin in a much
I'm
bigger
spoiled.
city.
That's what we were talking about.
I don't even know. Even in those bigger cities, though, it's hard to find the density of good music.
So yeah, well, like in Austin, it was a lot of people covering music, which doesn't appeal to me. I can hear that on YouTube, but like you have, like we haven't said like Anne Marie Schimberg's great,
Yeah,
like
she's
songwriting.
cool. Yeah.
She's one of my favorite songwriters, singers also, but songwriters here. You can't hear that everywhere. Because I've been to other places, and I'll go look for live music in San Diego and here.
Sure.
One of my best nights in San Diego was listening to an Irish band. You know why? They were all original. I'm not that. I don't listen to any of that music. But it was great because they were original
Just
music.
the musicianship
it was
probably
great.
was amazing.
Well,
right?
because they wrote it and it sounded, it was their stuff.
Well,
you know?
we play all covers. I'm sorry, dude.
No,
Actually, but you know what's
and
funny?
we do
I'm
mostly.
a cover band.
We are.
Yeah.
I was talking to John, and we have some originals coming out.
Break
we're
them
writing
out.
some.
Third,
We are.
fourth
We're
set.
going to record some, and we're going to play some. And
Primarily, a lot of your stuff you do is a lot of original stuff.
you heard it. You
Every
heard that.
time
First,
I've
you
heard
heard that first, right here on Arizona All Access. You know.
90 proof
Yeah.
original music.
Original
coming
music,
soon.
yeah.
You guys might get signed. That's their motto.
That's the best story ever. And then-
some young chick at one of their
like
gigs.
one of our gigs, like early on, we're playing, and our crowd is really diverse, right? And we play music's 30 years old. You know, it's from the 90s. You know? And this girl, she's probably 25, comes up.
She
goes,
heard the song.
She goes, "You guys are so good. You're gonna get signed. You're gonna
Thought
get
they were
signed."
original music.
Yeah, and I'm
She
like,
had no idea they were
Yeah.
all,
Yeah.
Anyway.
cover tunes.
yeah.
That's all right.
We thought
Everybody's
it-
got something to say.
Hey, but
though.
what a compliment, though. It was like
It's a great
I was like,
compliment.
"Hey, that's
if you make a
thank
song
you,
sound like
thank you."
that,
Yeah,
I've had that song. But Dawn Norman, my guitar player's wife, and my good friend Dawn, she said they were in the car and "Simple Man" by Charlie Daniels came on.
Okay.
right?
All
There's
right.
only one version of that. It's Charlie Daniels.
Yeah, not
well, I've been
Skinner.
singing this song for but different song though, 2 different songs. And so she said, "Who in the F is singing this song and tearing Travis's song up?" And he goes, "That's not his
Travis's song.
That's Charlie Daniels." And Rob's going, "That's the only guy that's done the song." I
love it. Yeah.
But it made me feel
Compliment.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Huge
so
compliment.
there's other ones I do that actually people think I write and I have to correct them all the time. I go, "I didn't write that
No, that's
one."
not my song.
But thank
man.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
No,
It
it's
is.
it's a compliment. It's a great compliment.
But another thing of the genre of country and all that, you come from those kind of roots because you mentioned that you rodeo in high school. Did you do it before high school?
I've been roping since I was born.
She was a boy.
There you
Like,
go.
see, a lot of guys get guitars.
Yeah.
Like when we
That's
were talking,
what I did as well.
Travis
We
is
were talking to
He's
Travis.
a true country boy. I mean,
No, the Travis.
Oh,
the
oh,
Wolves
Wolves
was in
Travis.
here, and he was
Yeah.
around us. He was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
because he had a guitar of his grandpa's year-round roping and horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my deal. So the country thing I sing about and whiskey and all the stuff I think about is real. So it's where I come from.
It
how I was
really
raised.
happens. Yeah.
The
That's
songs
awesome.
you'll hear
Yeah, it's
later
real.
are all real. And yeah, I grew up doing that, and I did it professionally for a little while. Like around here, you know, I never never did anything more than that around Arizona, New Mexico, California, things like that. But I love it, and I quit. Ironically, when I wasn't roping, I was playing music. I got into music and
Okay.
I sent my horses back to be ridden by other people, and I just didn't want to do it for a while. You know, I was so into music, got me so bad that I loved to write, and I went to Nashville, and, you know, I did all this stuff to get better. But then recently, I don't know why, I just decided, you know, I'm going to get back into this.
sure.
And now I'm 100% into it again. You know, I bought a new, very nice horse, and, you know, she's already a winner. You know,
Now you're old, dude.
Not old.
Oh no, he's not. I know guys who are 70 years old who are still riding.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Almost
just-
50, man.
You still here's my thing, right? Because I even just noticed playing music, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not as young as I used to be.
Sure.
Now I can do it because there's an adrenaline rush. There's all this stuff going on, right? But then the next day comes around and it's like, oh, yeah.
Well, Nick knows me. I'm kind of a crazy person. He follows me on Facebook, though. I do like 17-mile hikes in the Superstitions.
There you go.
And go by myself.
Hiking, hunting.
Hunting,
Yeah, I love
recurve
it. I love
bow.
it.
These are
I
all
love
that
it.
genre of country that I'm trying to be. You live that kind of life.
It's awesome.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Guys who live that, know that, write that, and do that. And I think that's a huge part of what you
I've
are
been
from
doing
the cowboy.
Yeah, survival
everything.
stuff since I was a kid. It's my favorite kind of stuff to do, go out by myself. And I got, you know, the family doesn't like the mountain lions, things like that. But luckily, I got a wife that supports it. She's, I think it's because she might have lots of life insurance on me. But
you don't know about, right?
Well, no, I know about some of it, so I'm sure there's probably a little more, which I don't blame her. It's crazy stuff I do. But no, getting that support is fun because someone like me, I do a lot of stuff. I rope, I work hard, I do all this stuff. But to get out there, there's no cell service and everything.
Oh, it's great.
I'm all by myself. I got to make do, and
it's fun. Awesome.
As a realtor, have you ever shown a client property on horseback?
No, I have not done that.
We need to do that. We need to do that.
Yeah, that would be. We'll record it too because we'll put me on a horse. Be funny.
No, but seriously, that's a great way to show that because everybody's got the 4-wheel drives. You got your Jeep. I'm sure you've taken people on rocky shit with a Jeep. And looked at stuff like that. But again, you tie in all the facets of your world and your work and everything with music.
Yeah,
that's a cool balance because
music's always going to be there. Yeah, excuse me. It's always going to be there for me because I didn't know when I first started playing it was more just to play because of what I got tired of wanting to sing. And I had to wait for a guitar player to be around. And that's really the only reason I picked it up. Now I've written a couple hundred songs and I've met so many people. I've gotten to do so many things because of it. And, and now here I've met a lot of the people I consider friends I met from the Windsock playing music.
Yeah,
they just came and
Yeah, and then, those I agree. I mean, I don't know about you, Nick, but
for sure,
I have tons of friends that I didn't
know
have
him
before.
from music, not real estate.
Yeah, I got tons of friends too now that we have from music that I never knew before, and they just showed up at shows and
we would go watch.
Well,
them to dance.
It makes sense though because I always tell my wife I'm really glad that we share the same musical influence. I don't even want to
taste.
Taste. There you go.
Preference.
My wife doesn't play anything, but musical taste.
Never mind.
You're gonna say she plays something. I
know.
You
do the drum.
I know. I don't remember which one it is though.
Green one. Second.
Is this one? Yeah, that one right there. Okay, yeah. But but the key, like having that same taste of music, has been huge for us. Like forever. I mean, it was so funny. We went home the other night and we threw on some old. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Corrs, the band The Corrs. They're an Irish band, but they're Irish rock.
You saw them in California.
We did. I talked about it once before on the show. But they're a great band, right? They're amazing, and they're a family. So they're like 3 sisters and a brother that play, and so their harmonies are just incredible.
Yeah, family.
And they got violins and flutes and that Irish, And so we threw it on the stereo, and it was like late, and we danced and hung out for like an hour and a half just listening to music. And I'm like, if she didn't like that music or I didn't like it, that would have never happened. So you share those moments with your family. That
it wasn't
cool. No, that's my neighbor.
Yeah, you can hear that.
No, they're the 80s Def Leppard, pour some sugar on me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I was trying to emulate more of the 20-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, no.
Some little bars today that are just, people go, no band, there's a DJ and smoke they pipe into an area.
Yeah.
And you can't even get through to the back of the bar.
No, yeah.
And it's...
Nick, I knew that was you making that noise on all those tracks.
Same song.
Beatbox. No, but that's a cool thing. So you... we were joking about, you said what you were wearing today, where you come from. Talk about roping and horsing.
Tell us a little bit about what you were doing right before the show.
Show us that buckle on the side of your pants there that I saw that's as big as a dinner plate.
It says,
well, I thought it was I didn't know it was a video.
You didn't know it was getting on TV
I thought it was
today.
just a podcast.
He dressed for radio.
I immediately apologized for my pants. I was out working my horse.
It's befitting.
Come on, man. You got a Vortex shirt on, dude.
Well,
I'm like, you're good.
And then I had to admit, I was like, well, this is what I look like.
This is normal.
This is normal.
Well,
this is me.
You came in. I figured you dressed for the show. I was like, you look great, dude.
Be a dress down, right? Musician. Well, if you tell me musician, you can have torn pants. Like, no one cares about that.
No one cares.
Yeah. I told my wife that, and she was like, oh, it makes sense.
And they'll cost more. You probably wore those out naturally.
Oh, yeah. When I get done with them, they're $100.
You can sell them for more than you bought them for. Yeah.
Rock and roll band.
I always told my wife that. I'm like, you paid more money for that?
They have beer stains and stage smell.
Yeah. They wear through where you're carrying shit in your pockets.
That's literally what that is from the guitar. I told Colton that, and he said, oh, man. He said, never thought about it. I said, take your stuff out of your pocket.
Take your stuff
I
out.
don't. It's fine.
No. But you never sell the jeans. So
No, you're wearing them because you're doing physical activity, and they're most comfortable pants you own.
Yeah.
For such activity.
Why I wear them, because I don't care if I get torn up or whatever.
No.
So, working horses this morning, and so I'm still dressed that way.
So you had a mare. How's that mare now? 5-7 years old?
She just turned 5. Yeah, I got her a year ago when she was 4 and been making her myself as a team rope and heeling horse. And, yeah, she's doing awesome. She's already won that buckle you mentioned. So
Cool.
this year. It's doing good.
That's like your team. So you have team ropers, but your horse is your team.
Oh man,
It's the whole Roy Rogers trigger thing. I mean, it's somebody who's like having a good dog for many years.
I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about any of that. But I know this much: that horse is way stronger than he is.
100%. That's what I always laugh about. They're amazing because they'll let you do that. Yeah. Because if you think about it, their natural prey is a wolf. They go right on their back. So their natural instinct is not let anything on them. So the fact that they do is amazing to me. That's why I respect them. Yeah, we get upset. Everybody gets until you learn each other.
Sure.
I never thought of this until you just said that. But when people talk about breaking a horse from what you're seeing in every movie, that is their natural reaction to being restrained and 100%. Placed upon the back. They're just trying to get you the hell off.
So the fact that they let us do that eventually, it's not breaking them. It's an agreement because, like you said,
they don't have to.
Anytime. They can anytime. All you got to do is watch a video of a...
That's a real cool concept I never thought of.
That's my wife.
Natural reaction of fear.
That's my wife. That's my wife does not like horses because that's her fear. Is like...
I wasn't always that way. I was kind of a cowboy raised, you got to get a hold of something. Well, when you realize that they're letting you do that when you get a little older, they're letting you do that. And you go, oh, it's a little bit more of a respect thing. So then you can ask. I call it asking now. Let's do this and it'll help both of us. And so it's not always easy. Cool. You get frustrated when you're trying to win money, but if you do it right.
Your horse is the athlete.
She's the athlete.
As much as you are in that.
If you've seen some team ropers, we're not that.
I've seen some team ropers.
It's like musicians that are really good. It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Nah.
They don't have open mic nights or team roping.
My team rope buddy's going to laugh at that. But no, that's really, so they are the athlete and they're super athletes. And especially when you get a good one with what we call a good mind, they got good eyes.
They know what's going on.
Yeah. And they watch what they're doing.
Kind of like a woman. She's got a good mind, good eyes.
Good eyes. Well, it's the eyes you fall in love with, boys.
Oh, baby.
Come on.
That's
what you're going to be looking at. Everything else changes, but they don't.
That's
the window. That's the window to the soul.
Yeah. That's what I always thought was cool about Avatar. Yeah. When they jump on those flying things and they connect through their braid to this tail, that kind of communication is something you learn with a horse over years, where she knows what you're going to be thinking.
I was talking about a woman there.
Yeah, I don't know where Nick went with that, but that's
same thing applies. The same thing applies after years.
See what I deal with, Travis? I mean,
there's tangents. I'm sorry.
I love the guy to death, but
fall in love with her eyes.
No, but I think that's a big part of your music is your background and what you do. It is that genre of music.
No, the Western deal is definitely. I mean, my voice is suited for it. I'll be honest with you. I'm a Metallica fan. I wish I could sing like that.
There you go.
But I didn't get that.
I wish I could sing like anybody. God said, I'm going to give you a pair of drumsticks.
That's all I can do is all this kind of ZZ Top.
See, and I would love to drum. And
it's a blast, but that's what I can do.
We always want a different voice. Even Waylon Jennings wanted to sing different than he did, and everybody wanted to sing like him.
Yeah, right. No, everybody wants.
Everybody loved the baritone voice.
I don't know.
I got what I got. It's rough, but my songwriting is my favorite thing to do, and I went for 1 year and couldn't write anything. I tried, and I read an article. Merle Haggard said that he went a whole year without writing a song, and they said, well, the interviewer asked him, why was that? And he said, I didn't have anything to say. And I went, if Merle Haggard didn't have anything to say, I'm never going to feel bad if I go.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't.
Well, dry spell of writing, it's one of those you can't. And so now I went 2 years, and then I just wrote a song. I did not do it today, but I'm not going to do that one today. Later on.
No. You got to come to the Windsock on a Wednesday night to hear that one.
It's a good one, but those songs are all things I've known or grown up with. It had to be growing up in the bar and grew up in Mr. Lucky's is what I really did.
I remember that place.
My teeth and fighting, and God dang, it was a rough joy. But the music was really good. You had J. David Sloan with the what was it, Western Bread? Oh my gosh, those guys are awesome. So it was fun. It was fun to grow up doing that.
I've always heard you made me think of Dierks Bentley. So he came out of the Phoenix area,
Mesa.
Right? Mesa.
So he was the house band my buddy and I used to go watch.
Really?
I didn't know it until he got bigger, and then I was like, hey, man, was that him? Yeah, and it was him. And then I end up meeting him. So this is what's funny. We're both Arizona boys. I was living in Vegas, but I'm in Houston. I'm in Houston visiting a friend, and we go to the Green Hall. And all I wanted was, let's go to the Green Hall. I want to hear whoever's playing. I was figuring like some Texas local music or whatever. It's Dierks Bentley. Oh, cool. And it's like $10 to get in now. And it's usually just walk in, right? So we get in there, And I'm standing near the line of signing shirts. I'm not trying to be there. And he sees my Wayland tattoo. And he all of a sudden somebody's pulling my shirt. And he says, hey, he said, was that a Wayland tattoo? I said,
yeah.
You know, so he grabbed my shirt and he goes, where are you from? And I said, I'm actually from Arizona. And he said, me too. And I said, no, I know. I can't remember the bar, but we used to go down there and watch it. It was in a little strip mall, you know, in Gilbert. But we used to go dance to them.
That's so cool.
Isn't
That's
that crazy? And so he said, no
you're...
way. You know, we told him that. And he goes, no way. And I said, yeah. And he goes, wait around. He bought us a beer later. He was
That's cool.
Cool dude.
That's and he showed you his tattoos. He's, hey, look at that whale tattoo. Let me show you
I don't even know if he wasn't quite that bad.
No.
He wasn't coked up. He's a good dude.
No. I just think that's cool because I know he was a big guy who came out of Phoenix. Mm-hmm. Was it Marty Robbins who also came out of the Glendale area?
Marty Robbins.
Many years
old
ago.
school.
That's old school.
It's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. There's one about
the cantina, the
cantina,
the Mexican maiden.
I'm such a dumbass for not knowing that right now.
I've
El Paso. I think it's called El Paso.
This is El Paso.
I love that song, man.
I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
See, we can.
What was her name?
Marty Robbins.
It's Felina, right?
Felina, yes.
But
what a story! He gets shot and killed in like such a tragedy.
It's not really a fun song.
She comes to his side and says, "You should have never loved me."
No.
It's funny you mentioned that about, you know, Charlie Pride spent a lot of time in Phoenix. It wasn't from there, obviously, but he spent so much time there. He changed the line in Phoenix, Arizona, because he used to go watch spring training baseball. That's right. Why he changed the. I don't know what the original line was, but he replaced it with Phoenix, Arizona, which is iconic to me that's in there.
Yeah.
Because that's how you sing it. People know that part is what.
Right.
And he changed that. Spent a lot of time there. So.
Well, Nick, it's about that time. Time for us to wrap this show up.
It always flies too quick.
It goes very fast. We can talk for hours, but
we can do this thing for an hour if we want to.
Well, it's going to be about an hour.
They charge us by the minute for the haul. No, they don't.
Nah, we just found attention spans are about an hour at the most. Yeah. But we hope you enjoyed the show tonight.
But we do promise the performance.
Yeah, the performance is coming next. So we're not done.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, so this is a happy Friday, everybody, and Travis, thank you for coming on.
Yep, thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
We appreciate it, and we'll do it again. Like we've told all our guests that we're going to make some rotations and get some people in here, and then we'll have you back and we'll catch up some more. And
we might even talk recipes or some of your favorite cooking skills.
Mountain Lion.
Mountain Lion. I've never had.
You ever eaten Mountain Lion?
Yeah, Mountain Lion green chili. Make it. Just made some a few weeks ago.
I'm betting it tastes like
pork.
Is that right?
Pork.
Yeah,
more
not
porky
chicken.
than chicken.
It's so good.
That's amazing.
It's so good.
I've heard that about a lot.
I would smoke the first one I saw.
Bald eagle, though.
You're allowed to, too.
It's more like chicken.
Bald eagle tastes like chicken.
You can't say that out there. Yeah.
Dude, you're not. You
what?
Can't eat. See what I put up with?
Federal offenses,
you see what I put up
get
with?
it,
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, hey, this is Arizona All Access Show. Thank you so much to Travis for being on the show.
Thanks,
Travis
bud.
Crow. Check him out on Wednesdays at the Windsock in Prescott. I'm sure you're on social media too, Travis Crow.
Yeah,
go
on
find
Facebook.
him.
And I'm on TikTok at Travis Crow 73. I do put some original music up there too.
There you go. This is Nick Guzzo. I'm Josh Rice. Again, this is Arizona All Access brought to you by the Rockstar Group with West USA Realty of Prescott. Come see us at the Prescott Gateway Mall at the Rockstar Studios. And without any further ado, Mr. Travis Crow.
There's one I wrote called Life Worth Living. Preach about my drinking and the fact I roll my own cigarettes. Other folks are sleeping while I'm at the Windsock with all my friends. My hell raising ways and this guitar that I play don't seem to fit your way of life. Well, I don't get in your business, so you damn sure better stay out of mine. Hell, don't look down on me because I don't live life the way you think I could. You don't see me in church, but I know the good Lord loves me like he should. My mama taught me good ways and my daddy told me always stand up tall. Said a life lived half-assed ain't a life worth living at all. Just keep your Sunday preaching to yourself when you see my outlaw ways. Let me live my own life and I'll let you live yours. Won't say a thing. 'Cause I know just who I am and how I was raised. You say the same. Hell, don't look down on me because I don't live life the way you think I could. You don't see me in church, but I know the good Lord loves me like He should. My mama taught me good ways and my daddy told me always stand up tall. Said a life lived half-assed ain't a life worth living at all. Mama taught me good ways and my daddy told me always stand up tall. Said a life lived half-assed ain't a life worth living at all. A life lived half-assed ain't a life worth living at all. This is the original I wrote called Bottles and Bibles. I talk with the good Lord, but I hang out with the devil. One hand to the sky and one foot in the grave. And I've been known to drink too much, get too loud, sometimes I cuss. My heart is led by the red words on that page. Guess bottles and Bibles is how I was raised. I'll live that way until my dying day. 'Cause the Lord made me in His way, and this I know. Though He shines the light, sometimes I step off that road. No one works too hard to keep that devil at bay, but He'll always be there to show me the way. These bottles and Bibles is how I was raised. I know my life ain't perfect, but I try to do what's right. I know God's there to save me every time I cross that line. So don't look down upon me, it's only the good Lord can say which way I be headed when I reach my judgment day. 'Cause the Lord made me in His way, and this I know. Though He shines the light, sometimes I step off that road. No one works too hard to keep that devil at bay, but He'll always be there to show me the way. These bottles and Bibles is how I was raised. Yeah, bottles and Bibles is how I was raised. And I'll live that way until my dying day. more? It's my favorite song I've ever written, called The Devil's Honky Tonk. I have done my living out here on the edge. I've known some crazy women. Whiskey has been my friend. A preacher, he once told me, son, you ain't living well. If only good ones go to heaven, you can send me straight to hell. 'Cause if the good old boys don't play inside those pearly gates, and a tear in my bed is gonna piss off on them saints that bring the fine welcome. Heaven ain't the place to be. If the devil's got a honky-tonk, save a chair for me. Some folks think my sinning get the best of me. They say that damnation won't let my soul be free. When I face my judgment, the story I will tell. If only good ones go to heaven, you can send me straight to hell. If the good old boys don't play inside those pearly gates, and a tear in my bed is gonna piss off on them saints, bring the fine welcome. Heaven ain't the place to be. If the devil's got a honky-tonk, save a chair for me. Yeah, bring the fine welcome. Heaven ain't the place to be. If the devil's got a honky-tonk, save a chair for me. If the devil's got a honky-tonk, won't you say a prayer for me? Mm-hmm.